Hey everybody, it's Daniel here from Mobile Syrup, and today we are looking at the Kobo Arc, and this is the company's newest tablet. It's a 7-inch tablet that was introduced in November, and it's been out in the Canadian market for a few months, but this is our first look at the finished model, and honestly, compared to the company's last efforts, which were a little bit disappointing. It was a 7-inch tablet released in late 2011 called the Kobo Vox, and it was underpowered, it was slightly, it was poorly constructed, and just did not have the same capabilities as a fully fledged tablet. And Kobo seriously reevaluated its priorities. They got in touch with Google, made sure that this device was Google Play compliant, and really did a great job just improving everything about that tablet. This has the same specs as the new Kindle HD, the Fire HD and Fire HD Plus, or whatever you want to call it. This has a 1.5 gigahertz dual-core OMAP 4470 SoC. It's got a gig of RAM, and it's got between 16 and 64 gigs of internal storage. Now this actually runs quite cheap at $199 for the 16 gig, going up to $299 for the 64 gig. So it's actually quite inexpensive for a lot of internal storage. And it has a 7-inch 1280 by 800 display. But this, even though it is the same resolution as devices like the Nexus 7, it's actually quite attractive, and has very good viewing angles. It's very vivid, and overall this device just screams quality, whereas the Vox certainly did not. So what have they done to improve things here? Well, first of all, Kobo has upgraded the OS, the base OS, to Android 4.0.4, and what they've done is they've included their own launcher here, and this is something called Tapestries, which is kind of a two-phase system. So you have your home screens here as well as your app drawer. So everything is, you know, fairly familiar to anybody who's used Ice Cream Sandwich. But what they've done as well is they've put this discovery bar down here, and this promotes new titles, books mainly, and other content that Kobo offers from their store. And everything runs really smoothly, and when you're interested in something, it'll pop up over here and you can take a look at it. You know, for example, this this title here is available, you know, and you can view a page inside the you can view the content inside the browser, or if it's a book that you're looking at, for example, let's take a look at one of the titles that it offers. So you can actually you know, look at different content in the browser or in the Kobo experience itself. Now, Kobo has divided the home screen into 3 separate folders. So you have social, entertainment, and reading. And social actually comes with a few pre-installed apps. So you have some widgets and apps. So instead of it just being a self-contained folder like you'd find in Android 4, this is more like it's a folder plus, an expanded folder where you can have individual app icons as well as widgets. So I really like this system, and it works quite well. And you can see the title at the top here, it says social. So it comes pre-installed with Skype, with Pinterest, with Twitter, and Facebook. So as I said, you have access to all those great Android apps that you would find on any other tablet. And Kobo also includes its own reading suite. Now, what you can do here is you can see what book you're currently reading, and you can look at your library, your taste profile, which analyzes what you've read and gives you custom recommendations. And you can also access the Kobo store. And Kobo's really improved the quality of its Android app in recent months, and the reading experience on the Kobo Arc is fantastic. It's just one of the best ways to read on your Android tablet, because what it does is it actually allows you to not only read books that you've purchased on Kobo, but it also allows you to read books that you've imported from other sources. So if you have your own EPUBs, you can import them using its import feature right here. So it'll scan your SD card and it will actually find content that's not available on the Kobo store. And let's just take a look at the reading experience. Now, this tablet is a little bit heavier than the Nexus 7, but it's also quite compact. So you'll find that it's very, very easy to hold in one hand. It's got dual stereo speakers. It's got stereo speakers on the front for great visual and audio playback, so you can watch movies on here. And the screen is really, really nice. So let's let me just take a look here at the reading experience. Let's see if I can focus in on that. So what you have here is a really good solid screen, and it's got, as I said, excellent viewing angles. You can read in portrait or landscape, and you know, it looks fantastic on the screen. Excuse my camera, it's having a few issues. But what you can tell is that Kobo's really made an effort to improve the overall screen quality of this device over the Vox, which was really, really washed out. Let's compare the two. Let's compare the Arc to the Nexus 7, and what you'll see is that both devices have really, really great screens. But I just think the edge goes to the Arc, and you can see it's a little bit shorter. It's also a little bit thicker, and when you turn it over, you can see that there's this quilted backing here, which really resembles the Kobo e-readers that you're going to be well versed in if you're a Canadian, because they're pretty much at the front of every Indigo store you'll find. You see that very kind of sparing branding here, just the Kobo logo on the front and the back. There's a front-facing camera, but like the Nexus 7, there is no back camera, which we're absolutely fine with. Overall, I think I like the Kobo Arc better in the hand. It's a little bit narrower, so it's much easier to grip in the hand than it is than the Nexus 7. But that being said, both of them are quite compact, and I really had no problem using it. The Arc also performs really well. While it doesn't have the quad-core processor of the Nexus 7, the TI OMAP 4470 is quite capable, and I noticed absolutely no slowdown. Now, because this runs Android 4.04, there's no indication that, you can see over here, there's no indication that Kobo is actually going to upgrade this to Jelly Bean at any point, but we're hoping that because it uses a fairly stock version of Android, that will be the case. Now, you also have access to the Play Store if you so want it. So you have Gmail, you have you know, your standard Android browser with your bookmarks. So you can emulate a great Android tablet experience on here, in addition to the fairly, you know, straightforward reading and e-reading experience. If you want to do that, you can download movies from the Play Store. You can watch them on the built-in video player. You can download music from places like 7 Digital. You can stream music from services like Rdio. There's a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack as well, if you are so interested, on the right-hand side. And everything about this device is much, much higher quality than the original Kobo Vox, and something that we really appreciate from the company as they're trying to make inroads into that very competitive tablet market. So this has been a quick look at the Kobo Arc, and it's available right now at Indigo stores and online at chapters.indigo.ca. It starts at $199 for the 16 gig version. It comes in both black and white, goes up to $299 for the 64 gig version. So excellent value if you're looking for high storage. And overall, I give this a very, very high recommendation. So this has been Daniel with Mobile Syrup. Thanks for watching.